art is the history of our lives, and it's kind of this peripheral language and energy that guides our view of what's happening in the world at any given time. The world inside of us and the world that we're witnessing.
Okay, then we have to just make sure which one is.
Testing, check.
Test.
Vanguard Culture does an amazing job. This MASHUP this weekend is designed to help you to learn how to earn a wage through your art, and I encourage you to lean into that.
Where you at?
You know, we love that. Thank you for owning that.
Those values that you hold dear. It could be a fictitious person.
The next session, which starts in 9 minutes. You have 2 sessions going on. We have the future of learning right over here.
To engage young people at a level that feels relevant and feels fresh for them.
One of the stories that you need to have in your arsenal as an effective creative is that origin story.
When Vanguard Culture first started, it was really intended just to bring creative communities together in unique ways in order to encourage them to share resources and collaborate with one another. Professionals in film, theater, fashion, dance, visual arts, music. I started to hear a common thread. They didn't have the resources or the knowledge or the business acumen to understand how to make a living doing this thing that they loved. We slowly started introducing them to business leaders to teach them how to do your taxes and marketing and branding, finance management, and all these sort of skills that you don't learn in any art school. From there, the idea of MASHUP grew, and now it's a full-blown conference that comes back every 2 years.
Here at MASHUP, I think one of the most important takeaways we're going to have is the amazing amount of network that's going to happen at this event. The quality of people in there are some of the biggest arts leaders in San Diego, and that opportunity to be involved and meet these kind of people in one area is a very rare experience.
So people are not going to fund a $3,000 idea. They're not going to give you $1 million for a $3,000 idea. They're going to give you $1 million for a $1 million idea. We are coming together more intentionally to continue to bring joy and beauty and delight to the world when it needs it the most.
I don't think we're talking enough about how the arts are part of our cultures in all of our communities and our societies here in the United States. We now have research, economic impact data, and new emerging data that speak to the power of the arts. We're not talking with the kind of sense of urgency that we should be, nor with the level of sophistication that we should be. It's about time that we really start to take a harder, more thorough, intentional look at just how the arts really impact all of us on a daily basis.
I am on the path of really unpacking what's mine and what's not mine, what was inherited from society, family, culture, belief systems, and what's helping me versus what's not helping me. What do I want my life script to be?
My name is Anna Herrera. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. As artists,
this is our language, you know. I speak with my hands too, but at the same time, you know, I speak making my art. It's the way I speak. So, and I think that we say the things that probably they're not said in other ways. We show the things in a way that are not shown.
I am an artist and also an educator, and I am here today because just for connection with everyone that like is just part of the creative industry. Common misconception is that we're just trying to make like pretty pictures, right? Something that could be hung in the back of your couch, but really having that depth of understanding on how connected we are in our voice and our ideas of expression. I feel like that we are undervalued.
Why do you light the candle before you begin working?
Yeah, I do a couple of small things before I drop into painting, and candle is one of them. I love scented candles. As you can see, I have a lot of plants in my studio and a lot of daylight, so these sensory details are very important for me to really drop in.
I like my silence, and I like how the wind hits the leaves and the trees. All of those moments are the ones that inspire me a lot, make me breathe, and makes me just take that pause in time and just, you know, go deep inside again.
I think the resourcefulness, growing up was very important to me. Like, what is available, what is in supply, and what can you use in order to actually, have that creative expression. I see things now, material, in terms of like the context that they have and like the conversation within that material.
I was born when Poland was still a communist country. I think growing up in these circumstances really helped me to really value small moments. I always believed that the happiness is not made of those grandiose, extra special experiences, but it's really about like finding beauty and value in the small moments, like finding the extraordinary in the ordinary. Both of my grandmas had like summer houses with a garden, and from the very early on I would visit them both, and I would like eat raspberries straight out of the bush, and the light was like falling on the plants, and it brought me so much joy.
I'm a multidisciplinary artist, born in Tijuana, growing up between the two countries. I fell in love with photography since I was 6 years old. That was the first camera that my parents gave me. I was the type of girl that since age of 13 had a car, and instead of going to a party or friends, I used to drive and take classes, taking cement classes, tile classes, ceramic classes, everything.
When I moved from Philippines, I initially moved to Toronto first. I actually learned 3 languages growing up, but we would have speech classes, and I am like fluent in English, but when I moved to Toronto, it was hard for me to speak. But the idea of like empathy, but also cultural assimilation, that's what I understand in terms of my artwork. Empathy and this nurturing is important to me. Connecting with other people through, maybe it's the technique, maybe it's the material, maybe it's just, something within like the artwork itself.
I was in big tech for like over a decade, probably like 15 years, first in an investment bank and then at Google. At some point I started feeling like something was off and I couldn't really pinpoint it. I definitely was trying different things to see like where my soul is being called. And I still was very afraid of quitting because those golden handcuffs are real. I decided to take a leap of faith and quit without knowing what's my next step. Me and my partner, we went for a 1-year travel, mainly in Southeast Asia. And we were back then living on a small island in Thailand. I picked up a watercolor set. I started doing some classes online, and I started just sketching what's around me, so like sea life and everyday moments, because I found beauty in those everyday ordinary moments that, like, for me, they were truly extraordinary. But then actually people started expressing interest in what I was doing, and they were like, oh, it really reminds me of the day, and wow, what a beautiful souvenir, I want to take it with me because it's gonna help me remember that fleeting moment. So there was a lot of this like connection with a memory and with a feeling, and I saw value that it brings. So that's actually when I thought, how about I try to do that full time? And this marked the start of Swill Arts, my studio.
What I'm doing is a reflection of what we live here in the border. Thousands of pieces get to the US from all over the world. Once they're used, discarded, disposed of, they ended up in this border, and they crossed the border to Tijuana. There are stories left embedded on those pieces. I go down there, I recollect them, seeing, like pieces and stories left behind. It's not dead, it's just take it, decontextualize it, and put it in a new context, give it a new life.
How do you find the piece? I mean, where do you know where to go?
Oh my God.
Like, does it speak to you?
You look at it and you see it and you see the potential. Right over there is where you see how I'm working, and they're not finished yet, but I'm trying to make the composition, and I know where, okay, it needs color here, it doesn't, it needs more writing here, it needs more scratches here, it needs more texture here, okay, it needs this type of object here. See one, like the blue one over there. This one, oh my God, the clothing, who knows how it ended up.
Not very much of an iron.
Exactly, so, I have fun with them. Like it says, te regalo, I give you the gift of my time, of ironing your underwear or your whatever, you know what I mean? And in everything, I'm embedding it with some wording too of, this is a gift of a space in time that you give a person. We are a gift of life, everything that we have, our hair, our eyes, our time with other people, what we give out, what we take from others too. Life has given us so many things that this is part of all of that too.
Including irons.
So exactly, everything. You put it in a different context that life is beautiful.
My first public art commission was actually at the Terminal 2 pre-security checkpoint line. Lauren Lockhart, she was the one who encouraged me and really helped me and coached me through the whole process. And from that point on, it was just one project after another in public arts.
So I was working with the concept of I wanted to make something that represents, that holiday cheer, but it's very much rooted in the lifestyle and the culture and the ease of Southern California. So I planned a collection with that combines the very traditional holiday elements, but I gave them a little twist, a little spin, if you wish, to make them very much rooted in Southern California. So I came with, for example, the sea lion from La Jolla, wearing a too big Santa hat.
If I work with a community, I want to know the community and I find out more information, because the piece of art is not for me. So it has to come out of them and for them. I'm just like a vehicle for them to have something that they can feel proud of, feel this sense of community coming together.
This is also this work of really finding what success means, right? Because so much in our culture is about performance, and it's about the metrics and the number of followers and the virality and how many people do you have on your email list, right? It's more about quantity very often than the quality. And actually seeing no, what I'm seeking is more of depth. And if
if someone resonates with what I do, with the art that I create, if I can help someone through my art, reconnecting with the fleeting moment, connecting with the joy, with the gratitude, with like, okay, what is here already, it's enough. Like, that's success for me.
So that's what I feel like my position is now. It's just advocating for like emerging artists and being able to allow them to see them in spaces that they may not think that they belong or they fit in or, you know, welcome. So we have about 30 schools, different grade levels from TK all the way to 12th grade. We need to be present in these like events like this. The presence of San Diego Unified students, they need to be like in these events because they're part of it. They're part of the conversation. That was like my motivation for like, you know, having this collaboration with Old Town.
If I get one person that can connect and that can sense that feeling or essence and relate to it, I'm done. It makes my...
If we take ourselves back to the height of the pandemic, film studios stopped production, TV studios stopped production, there was nothing to see, we watched everything on the internet, and it was at that moment when we realized the arts matter. The arts are what bring me joy. I turn on the music and I have a good, a joyful moment. I come home from a long day of work and I watch a show that makes me laugh or that inspires me in some way. We're constantly being thrown negativity and wars and violence and fear and now more than ever, artists are doing really important work because they are continuing to create in order to give us something to connect to. If I can just empower one artist to continue doing their work and continue creating beauty or responding to the world in some sort of poetic way, then I feel like we've done our job.
I was supposed to be a singer. My mom told me to go into corporate, and so I really appreciate Vanguard and their convening us all to understand how we can benefit from our creative, and we can leverage that into living our lives through art.
It's my first MASHUP experience. I am a performing artist. It's something I did as a child. There was Gary Coleman and there was me, and I looked to the left and looked to the right. I said, you need to study and let the performing arts go.
Middle school, there were art programs that were cut. In high school, there's programs that were cut as well. I always felt guilty for being a creative, for wanting to do art. Art, it should not be a privilege. It should be something that everyone should have.
Something as beautiful, as helpful, and as medicinal as art is being undervalued, quite frankly. If there was anything to lean into, it's art. If there was anything to fund, it's art. If there's any group of people to support, it's artists and creatives.